Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. If we haven't met yet, my name is Ramiro Alvarez. I'm the Communications and Outreach Coordinator here at Pendergast. It's my privilege to welcome you this morning. We're so glad that you're here, that you took time out of your busy days to join us. Before we begin, we just want to share a few tips for Zoom. Remember to mute your mics. Feel free to interact with our guests today. Feel free to answer questions. We encourage you to do that. We have very special guests presenting this morning. Ms. Ray James, Assistant Director of Exceptional Student Services, will be presenting, as well as Mr. Neil Hallahan and Mr. Ozzy Cervantes from the Opportunity Tree. They'll all be sharing useful information and just great resources that are available to our Pendergast families. Buenos días a todos. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos. Nos da mucho gusto saludarles el día de hoy. Mi nombre es Ramiro Álvarez. Soy el coordinador de comunicaciones aquí en el distrito Pendergast. Es un placer verlos esta mañana. Antes de comenzar, me gustaría dar unos tips, unos consejos para Zoom. Recuerde silenciar sus micrófonos y no dude interactuar con nuestros invitados el día de hoy. Nos encanta ver los comentarios o preguntas que tengan, así que por favor póngalos en el chat. Tenemos invitados muy especiales hoy. Tenemos a la señorita Ray James. Ella es la directora asistente de servicios para estudiantes excepcionales aquí en el distrito. También tenemos al señor Neil Hallahan y el señor Ozzy Cervantes. Ellos son trabajadores del centro The Opportunity Tree. Ellos también nos compartirán información muy útil, recursos maravillosos que están disponibles para nuestras familias aquí en el distrito Pendergast. En este momento me gustaría dar también la bienvenida a la doctora Cruz. Ella es nuestra superintendente aquí en el distrito Pendergast. At this moment, I'd like to welcome Dr. Cruz, our Pendergast Superintendent. She has a few words for us this morning that she'd like to share. Welcome, Dr. Cruz. Bienvenida, doctora Cruz.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. I am so proud to be the superintendent of this fantastic organization, and to welcome, we have two of our governing board members with us, whom I'm going to introduce in a moment, but thank you so much for making time to connect with us, and thank you for being a part of our community.
Bienvenidos a todos. Muchas gracias por estar con nosotros el día de hoy. Tenemos dos miembros de la mesa directiva que nos acompañan esta mañana. En un momento los voy a introducir, pero solamente quería saludarlos y darles las gracias por estar aquí el día de hoy.
And I want to take time to thank not just the members of our board and our leaders, our staff, but also the community for all the support that you have given us during this very difficult time since we have come back from our winter break.
Quería darle las gracias a todos, no solamente a los miembros de la mesa directiva, pero a la comunidad, a los padres, a todos los que nos apoyan, los que nos han apoyado durante estos tiempos difíciles y especialmente después del break que tuvimos de invierno.
You know, we knew because of increasing staff absences and increasing student absences that COVID has become a much more prevalent illness in our community than it had been before the break. But we were surprised when the county released the updated information this morning that let us know just how significantly COVID has spread.
Sabíamos que estábamos impactados bastante con COVID durante estos tiempos, especialmente con las ausencias que se han reportado, pero ahora que vimos los reportes del condado, nos damos cuenta realmente qué tan severo es el problema que estamos experimentando en estos momentos.
Our COVID positivity rate in the Pendergast community at large is now over 46% positivity, and we have more than 2,000 cases per 100,000 right now, which is far higher than we had ever seen at any other point during the pandemic.
Dr. Cruz, can you repeat that percentage one more time?
Yeah, the percent positivity is 46%, and our cases per 100,000 are 2,046. I was trying to save you the 46.
De acuerdo al condado, a los reportes del condado, estamos viendo que tenemos un 46% que muestra los casos de positividad. Al igual también tenemos arriba de 2,000 casos reportados por cada 10,000 casos.
So we're seeing student absences that range between 15 and 18%, and we're seeing increasing staff absences. But despite these absences, we continue to be operational. And that's only because of the hard work and the dedication of our staff. They have done a remarkable job of supporting our students and supporting each other and supporting the community. And I'm just so proud of them. If you see our staff members, please take a moment to thank them for their tireless work during this time. They're truly putting forth more effort and energy than we thought that they were able to, and they're just remarkable people. So if you see a Pendergast staff member out there, if you don't mind a word of thanks, I know that it would truly be appreciated. And we're going to send out a communication soon about some changes to our mitigation in an attempt to keep more of our students and staff safe and healthy.
Estamos viendo aproximadamente un 15 a 18% de ausencias reportadas entre los estudiantes y le damos las gracias a nuestros maestros, a cada empleado del distrito que ha ayudado a que continúe las clases en persona. En este momento hemos hecho un buen trabajo de continuar esas clases y de mantener a todos sanos y salvos. Así que le damos las gracias a los maestros, a todos los empleados del distrito. Si les toca ver a algún empleado, denles las gracias, por favor, porque han hecho un excelente trabajo en mantener a todos sanos y salvos y que podamos continuar las clases en persona. También tenemos algunos cambios que vamos a hacer. Próximamente anunciaremos algo a todos los padres, algunos cambios que vamos a hacer para mantener a todos los estudiantes y maestros también sanos y salvos.
You know, the governor right now is obviously requiring all schools to remain in person. And so we are doing absolutely everything that we can to remain in person. That's our priority. That's our commitment to the community. And so please know that we're going to do everything in our power to maintain our current safe operations.
Como usted sabe, el gobernador ha ordenado que continuemos las clases en persona, así que estamos haciendo todo lo posible para continuar eso, continuar las clases en persona, pero también a la vez mantener a todos sanos. Así que todos estamos trabajando juntos y asegurarnos de que podamos hacer estas clases, continuar estas clases en personas y mantener a nuestros estudiantes sanos.
The good news about January is that it's School Board Appreciation Month, and we have a school board to be proud of and that I am truly appreciative of, and not everyone can say that. So that is truly a point of pride for us that we have amazing members of our governing board who have been committed to service to this community for multiple years. We're so thankful for them. Their smart, kind leadership, you know, throughout the course of this pandemic and also throughout the terms of their service has really been nothing short of remarkable. They're fantastic thought partners for me. They're great mentors for me. I genuinely appreciate their leadership. When I have a question, I can pick up the phone and call anytime. And I just appreciate not just their service, but who they are as people. So again, if you have the opportunity to see any of our incredible governing board members, I hope that you'll give a word of thanks to the members of your community that are amazing elected officials doing what elected officials should do. They put their constituents first, and we really appreciate that about them.
Algo positivo que está pasando el mes de enero es que celebramos a los miembros de la mesa directiva. Es un mes en donde los honramos a ellos, les agradecemos por su servicio y todas las horas que meten ellos al servirnos a nosotros como comunidad. Así que les agradecemos, yo le agradezco el día de hoy a cada miembro de la mesa directiva. Ellos hacen un excelente trabajo para las escuelas de nuestro distrito y también siempre están ahí al tanto apoyándome a cualquier pregunta que yo tenga, cualquier llamada que yo tenga que hacerle. Ellos siempre están dispuestos a responder y ayudarnos en todo lo que necesitemos. Así que este mes los celebramos a ellos, les agradecemos por todo su servicio a la comunidad, a los padres, a los estudiantes y por todo lo que hacen aquí en el distrito.
So we're lucky today. We have 3 board members with us. Our current governing board vice president is Senator Martin Quesada. Senator Quesada, did you want to say something to welcome our community this afternoon? Or morning, I should say, sorry.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Cruz. Yeah, I just want to welcome everybody to another great Parent Lunch and Learn. This is one of my favorite events that we host here, and I'm glad we have a great turnout. Thank you guys for supporting our district.
Le damos la bienvenida al senador Quesada, que es un privilegio tenerlo aquí. Es uno de los 3 miembros de la mesa directiva que nos acompañan el día de hoy. Agradecemos a él por estar con nosotros. El mensaje del senador Quesada es, le da mucho gusto él estar aquí presente con nosotros el día de hoy. Le da gusto saludarlos y es uno de los eventos preferidos para él al atender y asistir. Así que bienvenidos a todos y gracias por acompañarnos.
All right, and also with us, we have Ms. Susan Sarin, our recent award-winning governing board member. She was selected for the All Arizona School Board Award from the Arizona School Board Association. We knew that she was amazing. We appreciate the Arizona School Board Association giving her the bling to support it. So congratulations, Susan, on your recent award. And did you want to welcome our community?
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Cruz. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending today. I know we're on Zoom, but it's so good to see all your smiling faces. And you're smiling. That is so good because I know, I hear the reports of what's going on in our schools. And I want to thank every single one of our staff members for everything you do day in and day out. I know coming back from winter break, it has not been easy, but you guys make it look easy. I mean, you truly do. And I know, there's been a lot of absences. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, this will all go away and we can get back to a more normal schooling and everything, but really, I can't thank you enough. You are all awesome and you all make Pendergast School District #1 because of who you are and what you do. And I want to thank our parents and our community for hanging in there and being so supportive of our staff. It's been great. I mean, during this time, all of our staff needs your support, and I'm so grateful for it. Again, thank you for joining and enjoy the rest of the presentations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sarin. We appreciate that. And we also have with us Ms. Hilda Ortega Rosales, one of our additional long-serving board members, who we always appreciate. Ms. Ortega Rosales, would you like to greet the community as well?
Sure. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. I know that it's a very hectic time in our lives, but it's always important for us to continue to connect with each other, even if it's over Zoom. It's important for us to know what our community needs, and it's important for us to have these events so that we can continue to provide information to you that helps us all be better in serving our community and in serving our children and our parents. So thank you for being here. And I want to give a shout out to Mr. Alvarez. Your translation skills are incredible. I don't know how you remember and retain everything that is said in English and then you repeat it in Spanish so well. So thank you for that great skill that you have. We're very fortunate to have you. And I'm not going to repeat everything else that has been said by my peers because I agree with them. The one thing that I do want to highlight is that our community has been extremely cooperative and understanding of all the changes that we've made day to day and sometimes at hour to hour based on whatever we have in front of us in terms of data and information and needs. And that community supports us in my estimation because we have great leadership at our schools, at the district level. They are there all the time, ready to serve that community. And so the community is just responding based on how you serve them. So to our leadership, we thank you for everything you do. In particular, our superintendent is incredible. She has done an absolute fabulous job in making sure that she keeps our community at the forefront of all the decisions that she makes. So thank you for everything you do, Dr. Cruz.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Mr. Alvarez?
Sí, la señorita Ortega Rosales y también la señorita Sharon, ambas les dan la bienvenida el día de hoy. Le da gusto saludarlas a todos. Ambas dicen que aprecian todo el apoyo que nos brindan ustedes como padres. Le agradecen al liderazgo aquí en el distrito y también agradecen a los maestros por todo el esfuerzo, todo el trabajo que hacen. Así que gracias a todos ustedes de parte de la señorita Ortega Rosales y la señorita Sharon también. Y bienvenidos a todos. Nos da gusto saludarlos. Dr. Cruz, anything else you would like to add?
No, just again, our genuine thanks to all of you for everything that you do every day for the Pendergast community. You are the best, in case you're wondering. This is the best place to be. It's the best place to send your students, and we really appreciate everything that you do for everyone. So thanks so much to all of you. All right.
Perfecto. De parte de la doctora Cruz, gracias a todos. Es por ustedes que somos el mejor distrito. Muchas gracias por siempre apoyarnos. En este momento vamos a seguir al siguiente paso. Tenemos una presentación de la señorita Ray James. Ella es la asistente directora del Departamento de Estudiantes Excepcionales. Así que le damos la bienvenida a ella. At this moment, we'd like to continue with our presentation. Our first presentation is by Ms. Ray James, the Assistant Director of Exceptional Student Services. She will be sharing a wonderful presentation with us. And please help me welcome Ms. James. Demos la bienvenida a la señorita James.
Thank you, everyone. I'm excited to share some information with you all. So thank you for being here. The presentation that I'm going to talk about, or the topic I'm going to talk about, is Arizona Child Find.
Muchas gracias a todos por tenerme aquí el día de hoy. Estoy muy emocionada de poder compartir con ustedes información muy útil para ustedes. El día de hoy voy a estar presentando sobre Arizona Child Find.
Okay. All right. Can everyone see the screen? Okay. Okay, great. So Arizona Child Find is designed to find students, help students who have any sort of developmental need, and then to help them be successful in school. Okay.
El programa Arizona Child Find es diseñado para ayudar a estudiantes que quizá tengan alguna necesidad de desarrollo emocional. Así que compartiremos más información.
Okay. Just give me, I just want to rearrange just my screen just a second.
Deme un momento nomás para organizar mi pantalla aquí por un segundo.
Okay. So I have my two monitors. So if it looks like I'm not looking at you, it's just because I'm making sure the screen and presentation is flowing as planned. Okay, so the first slide I'm going to talk about is just the importance of early child intervention. So we know that a child's brain is 90% developed by the time that they're 5. At birth, the baby's brain is about a quarter of the size of an adult brain. And then by the time they turn 3, it's grown about 80% more. And then by 5, 90%. And the last 10%, from what I've read, develops at about the age of 25 or is fully developed. So I would always say before I turned 25, if I did something kind of silly, that my brain just wasn't fully developed. That was my excuse until 25. So I'm still working on some other excuses now that I'm older than that.
Hoy estaremos presentando de la importancia de la intervención temprana. Quiero que sepan que al nacer el promedio del cerebro de un bebé es aproximadamente una cuarta parte del tamaño del promedio del cerebro de un adulto. Increíblemente, se duplica su tamaño en el primer año. Sigue creciendo hasta aproximadamente el 80% del tamaño adulto a los 3 años, el 90% casi adulto a los 5 años. A veces cuando se me olvidan a mí las cosas, digo yo que el resto del 10% dicen que se desarrolla hasta los 25 años y eso es a lo que yo le echo la culpa a veces cuando se me olvidan las cosas.
Okay, thank you. So what brain studies have found is that children who experience more positive interactions in their early years tend to be more successful later on in their school and in life. And we know that at times poverty and exposure to family violence or lack of access to quality early learning experiences can impact the child's brain development in the early years.
Hay bastantes cosas que afectan el desarrollo del cerebro de un niño. Puede ser la pobreza o experiencias que tienen en la vida que puedan afectar. Así que hay bastantes factores que ver cuando analizamos eso.
So Child Find under federal law is designed for school districts to, like I said, locate, identify, and evaluate children with disabilities. That includes students who are in our school district. They could also be attending a school district, or I'm sorry, a private school within our district. We would also have that obligation to the families as well, to make sure that if there are any students that are experiencing any need for early education or education into kinder through 8th grade as well, that it's our responsibility and our duty as the public agency to make sure that we support and identify these students.
El programa Child Find nos obliga a nosotros como organización de educación a poder proveer servicios a los estudiantes necesitados. Así que nos pone a nosotros la obligación y el deber de poder analizar las necesidades que los estudiantes puedan tener y así nosotros podamos ayudarlos a ellos en su desarrollo a través de su niñez.
Okay. So Child Find applies to children aged birth through 21 years of age. We also provide services to students who are highly mobile or that are experiencing homelessness as well. Children who are enrolled in our school district who we suspect may have a disability will also participate in our Child Find process. Again, I touched on this on the previous slide, that this also refers to students in private schools and homeschooled students as well. As students enroll into our district in kinder through 8th grade, we also provide Child Find services to those students as well.
El programa Child Find se aplica a estudiantes de nuevo ingreso, a estudiantes que se han transferido al distrito escolar o con servicios especiales previos. También a niños cuyos padres o maestros tienen preocupaciones sobre su progreso académico. Todos los niños desde el nacimiento hasta los 21 años de edad. También estudiantes que tienen mucha movilidad, como niños migrantes o sin hogar, niños sospechosos de tener una discapacidad, a pesar de que están avanzando de un grado a otro. Estudiantes también de la escuela privada o estudiantes que también estudian en casa, también aplican para este programa de Child Find.
Okay, so the referral process varies by the age of the child. So children who are aged birth through 2 years old and 10.5 months are, if there is any identified need, then we refer students to AZIP. And so AZIP is a state what is what am I looking for? A state, I don't want to say department, but a state group that is designed to help families who have students who are in need of early intervention. Once the child reaches the age of 2 and 10 months, the child is referred to the local school district. We go through an evaluation process to determine what the child's needs are and determine what type of services that we would be able to provide the child. As students then transition into kindergarten, from kindergarten to age of 21, it is, again, the school district's obligation or requirement to meet the needs of these students. So children, even though they've graduated typically at 18, we will provide service up until the age of 21, or the next high school district would do that. Okay.
El programa de referencia tiene 3 diferentes niveles, 3 diferentes etapas. Al nacer, hasta los 2 años, tienen que pasar por el programa de ASEP. Es un programa de referencia donde analizan qué diferentes necesidades puedan tener a esa edad los niños. Dependiendo de eso, después los pasan al programa de PEA, que es simplemente la organización de educación. En este caso sería la escuela donde el estudiante asiste. Ahí la escuela ayuda a hacer el siguiente paso de la referencia. Ellos pueden hacer todos los exámenes de evaluación, y ahí es donde determinamos nosotros como escuela qué necesidades tienen y cómo podemos ayudar a sus estudiantes. Nosotros creamos un programa o un plan para ayudar a los estudiantes a través de su educación. Nosotros como organización de educación ayudamos a los estudiantes hasta los 18 años, pero no se acaba ahí. Los estudiantes con necesidades especiales pueden recibir servicios hasta los 21 años de edad.
Okay. So how we determine the need for an evaluation is through a screening process. So we do screenings both informally and formally to determine what needs the child is displaying. Sorry about that, guys. We may also ask for family observations, any input from parents, medical doctors. We will look at developmental and educational records to determine the appropriateness of what type of screening tool we would use to make recommendations for the child.
El siguiente paso es la evaluación. La evaluación es un proceso informal o formal para determinar el estado de un niño con respecto a las normas académicas y desarrollos apropiados. Puede incluir observaciones, entrevistas familiares, revisión de registros médicos, desarrollo o educativos, la administración de un instrumento identificado por el editor de la prueba como apropiado para su uso como herramienta de detección. La escuela elige la herramienta de evaluación adecuada o utilizan la herramienta de evaluación que muestra de 45 días publicadas en el sitio web de AZFINE.
Okay. So some of the screening procedures that we use are hearing and vision. So we want to ensure that children are able to obviously see and hear to determine what needs they would need in the area of hearing and vision. We also look at the cognitive and academic development of students. So in this area, we're looking at the child's memory, language. We want to know what type of concepts they understand, how they think and how they problem solve. Then we also look at the child's communication skills. So we want to see if they have any articulation concerns. And then we also, under communication, is also the child's language development.
Algunos de los procedimientos, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I'll go over the next 3 after you explain those.
Perfect. Los procedimientos de selección que analizamos incluyen el estado de la vista y audición, el desarrollo cognitivo o académico, el desarrollo social o conductual, comunicación y desarrollo adaptivo también. La selección no incluye procedimientos detallados de evaluación integral y individualizados. Go ahead, Ray.
Okay, thank you. And we also look at the child's motor skills. So we're looking at how they, we're looking at their movements, how they move their large muscles and smaller muscles, how they hold pencils or markers and crayons. And then we also consider the child's social and behavior development. So this is looking at their emotional development. How do they interact with others? And then we also consider the child's adaptive development. So adaptive skills are looking at the child's just needs for everyday life. Are they able to get dressed on their own? Are they able to button their shirts? So those are the 6 major areas that we include in a screening.
También nosotros analizamos las habilidades motoras finas, es decir, movimientos que involucran músculos más grandes y músculos pequeños también del niño. El desarrollo social o conductual también analizamos. Eso incluye el desarrollo emocional. Al igual, el desarrollo adaptivo es otra cosa que analizamos, que se refiere a las habilidades para la vida que un niño necesita para la vida cotidiana. Estas son las 6 diferentes procedimientos que analizamos.
Thank you. So after we look at all of these different, this information on a child, then our teams determine if a full evaluation would be needed. So just because they go through a screening, this does not give us the individualized comprehensive evaluation information.
Después que analizamos los 6 procedimientos que mostramos el día de hoy, nuestro equipo hace una determinación si tenemos que hacer la evaluación formal. No necesariamente, al hacer estos 6 procedimientos, no necesariamente indica que califican, pero después se hace la evaluación indicada.
Okay. So in our school district, we hold monthly developmental screenings for children who are referred that may have a developmental need in any of the areas that I just spoke to. Do you want to go ahead and translate that?
En nuestro distrito tenemos fechas indicadas o que hemos apartado para poder hacer este tipo de referencia, de poder hacer estas evaluaciones a los estudiantes que califican. Go ahead, Ray.
Okay. Anyone can refer a child for a developmental screening. So say perhaps you have a nephew in a different school district, you are actually able to refer that child to their local school district for a potential screening as well. So we determine or we provide screenings to our boundaries of education.
Cualquier persona que quiera referir a alguien a este programa pueden hacerlo. Por ejemplo, si usted tiene algún sobrino o sobrina a la que quieran referir, pueden hacerlo. Esa evaluación se hace usualmente en la escuela que corresponde al distrito que corresponde esa familia. Así que nosotros hacemos las evaluaciones a las familias aquí del distrito Pendergast, todos los que viven en nuestro distrito.
We do really have a great child find team and an evaluation team in our school district. If you have a child that is in need of a screening, our contact information is in this slide, as well as an email address for myself, and our developmental assessment team phone numbers are there as well.
Tenemos un equipo excelente aquí en el distrito Pendergast que siempre están dispuestos a ayudar a las familias, que siempre están disponibles para hacer este tipo de referencia. Así que si usted conoce a alguien o tiene un hijo que quieran referir, pueden hacerlo. Aquí está en la pantalla, tenemos nuestro número de teléfono, los contactos. Por favor, llámenos si tienen a alguien que referir o si necesitan ayuda o tienen alguna pregunta. No dude en llamarnos.
Okay. So we are presenting this information to you today because we really value the collaboration between parents and our community. We know that if we have a partnership with our families, that we are really able to do some great things for students and to assist our children in need.
La razón por la que le presentamos esta información es porque la colaboración entre los padres y nuestra comunidad es extremadamente importante para nosotros, para poder ayudar nuestros esfuerzos al ayudar a los niños o estudiantes necesitados.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone.
Muchas gracias a todos. Thank you so much, Ray, for that great presentation. We truly appreciate you joining us and sharing great information. If you can stick around at the end and possibly answer any questions that people may have. Muchas gracias le damos a la señorita James por esa presentación excelente. Realmente apreciamos toda la información que ella ha compartido y le hemos pedido que se quede unos minutos después de esta sesión para responder cualquier pregunta que puedan tener ustedes. At this moment, I'd like to welcome Mr. Neil Hallahan and Mr. Ozzy Cervantes from the Opportunity Tree. They will be they will also be sharing a great presentation with us this morning. En este momento también me gustaría dar la bienvenida al señor Neil Hallahan y al señor Ozzy Cervantes del Centro de Opportunity Tree. Ellos también compartirán una maravillosa presentación con nosotros el día de hoy. Help me welcome Mr. Hallahan. Bienvenidos a señor Hallahan y señor Cervantes.
Good morning, everybody. Buenos días a todos. ¿Cómo estamos? How's everybody doing today? I'll take it. Right on. My name is Neil Hallahan. I am Director of Operations for the Opportunity Tree, or Director of Operations and Youth Services for the Opportunity Tree. Buenos días a todos. Yo me llamo Neil Hallahan y soy Director de Operaciones y Programas para jóvenes aquí en la Opportunity Tree. We are a 501c3 organization, nonprofit organization, and we work to support people with intellectual and developmental disabilities in a variety of capacity. Somos una organización, y Ramiro, si me falta algo, por favor, ayúdeme, porque a veces me falta un poquito, pero somos nonprofit y apoyamos y proveemos servicios para personas con discapacidad en varias capacidades. Ahorita, hoy mismo, vamos a hablar sobre el programa de jóvenes. Today, we're going to speak primarily about our youth services, but it is important to note that we are a very large organization and we provide services for folks with disabilities at all ages, at all life spectrum. Entonces, vamos a concentrar en los programas de jóvenes, pero también somos una organización bien grande y apoyamos mucha gente en varios programas y capacidades alrededor de todo el estado. We have 4 campuses. Our main campus is here in Phoenix on 32nd Street in Thomas. We also have a campus in the city of Casa Grande and in the city of Maricopa. And our newest addition to the Opportunity Tree is our new campus in Avondale, which is where we're going to primarily focus on today. Entonces tenemos 4 campuses. Lo más grande está aquí en Phoenix, ubicado en la 32 y Thomas, las calles 32 y Thomas, pero también tenemos campuses en la ciudad de Casa Grande, la ciudad de Maricopa, y también es nuevo para nosotros, pero iniciamos un campus allá en Avondale durante el verano. So right now I'll share my screen and we'll get into this presentation. Give me a moment here. Hopefully everybody can see. So our mission is to provide quality individualized supports to people with intellectual developmental disabilities in dynamic and innovative environments. And so what that means is out of our 4 campuses, we offer adult day programs, adult employment services programs, which we'll get into in a moment, as well as our Tree Fort youth programs, which again, we'll talk about more today. But then in addition to what goes on in campuses, we also have 20 group homes concentrated primarily in the West Valley of town. And so we're an organization of about 300 employees. We serve and support over 250 members. And we've got folks as old as 80, 90 in some of our programs who live in some of our homes who grew up with the Opportunity Tree back when we began in the 60s. And then we've got some, young gunners coming through the door for after school program at 14, 15, and kind of everything in between. Entonces somos una organización bien grande y además de los 4 campuses, también tenemos casas comunitarias, por la mayoría en el oeste de Phoenix, y apoyamos más de 250 miembros, entonces más de 250 personas con discapacidad que vienen a nosotros cada día, diario, para recibir unos servicios más, 2, 3, lo que sea. Y también tenemos 300 empleados, 50 vehículos más o menos en el fleet, ¿no? Por toda la organización. Entonces, somos aquí en Arizona, en Phoenix, en Avondale, Casa Grande, Maricopa, y estamos creciendo más, cada año, cada mes, cada semana. Y tenemos 50, 60 años más o menos. Empezamos en 58. Entonces, tenemos personas en nuestros programas que han crecido con nosotros, que ya tienen 80, 85, 90 años. También que los niños, los jóvenes que vienen a nuestros programas juveniles de 14, 15 años y todo in between, ¿no? Entonces, proveemos servicios como across a large swath of the disability community, which we're very proud to do. So, getting into the Tree Fort after school program. What is the Tree Fort? The Tree Fort is a free after school program, spring break program, summer break program, winter break program for teens age 14 to 22. The program is absolutely free for students who receive services from the Division of Developmental Disabilities, from DDD. Transportation is included, and we are a high octane, action-packed after school program, kind of like a Boys and Girls Club or a YMCA, but for our population, where we introduce our teens to new experiences and activities that they might not otherwise do in other places in their lives. We run Special Olympic sports. We're doing community integration 2-3 times a week. We start working on independent living skills. And what's big in our community especially is employment for post school career. And so we really start to sow the seeds of employment with our teens. What do you like to do, Dave? Where do you see yourself in 20 years, Myra? You might be 15 now, but where are you going to be when you're 25? What kind of things do you like to do for work? What do people in your life, what do they work in? And do you like to do those kind of things? And so we really start those conversations young so that when that day comes that the school bus stops coming, hopefully they've been able to, learn a little bit about what the working world might entail for them. But also, because they've been with us in our after school programs, they have a direct pipeline now to an agency. They're connected to the Opportunity Tree. They know the staff, they know the campuses, they know the folks, they know the energy of the agency. And so that transition period is now that much easier for parents, students, families, because they're already here with us. Entonces, ¿qué es el Tree Fort? Bueno, el Tree Fort es un programa después de la escuela para jóvenes, pero también durante las pausas escolares. Entonces, en el verano, en el winter break, en el spring break, en el fall break. Y es un programa gratis para jóvenes entre 14 hasta que se gradúen del high school. Y es completamente gratis para jóvenes que reciben servicios de DDD, ¿no? De la Division of Developmental Disabilities. Entonces, si tienen servicios de DDD, pueden venir con nosotros diarios, 5 días por semana, 2 días por mes, 1 día por semana, lo que sea para lo que les conviene a la familia, a los estudiantes. Pero todos los servicios son gratis, incluyendo transporte. And that's important to know too, transportation is included as part of the Tree 4 program. And so we work with the school district to get the buses to come over to our campus, whichever one makes sense for the student and the family. And then we load up the vans at the end of the day at 6 o'clock and take the kiddos home. Again, just, like a typical after school program, but for our folks. Entonces, intentamos de tener un programa similar al Boys and Girls Club, los YMCAs, estos tipos de programas, pero específicamente para nuestra gente, ¿no? Para nuestra comunidad, para jóvenes con discapacidad. Entonces, salimos en la comunidad, empezamos a trabajar en habilidades de vivir independiente, como cocinar, cómo navegar en la comunidad, cómo hablar con personas ahí afuera, y también, porque lo más importante, por la mayoría, es trabajar, ¿no? Para todos nosotros. Entonces, es igual para nuestra gente. Cuando el día viene que ya el bus va a parar, no vendrá en la casa porque ya se han graduado todo, bueno, ¿qué es la próxima etapa? Entonces, nosotros empezamos a trabajar con los jóvenes a hablar sobre qué es trabajar, qué es la chamba, qué quieren hacer ustedes, dónde quieren trabajar, tienen vecinos o su tío o su mamá, qué hacen ellos para su trabajo y están interesantes en eso. Entonces empezamos a construir un deseo a trabajar, pero también a explorar intereses y qué les conviene a cada estudiante, cada niño, cada joven, en que tal vez y ojalá podrán trabajar cuando se gradúen. Y la otra cosa es, además de eso, el programa Tree 4 es un programa de transición. Entonces, para todos va a venir el día cuando tendrán que graduarse. Entonces, y siempre ustedes, los educadores and teachers, you get this all the time. Where am I going to send my son or daughter when they graduate? ¿Dónde les vamos a entregar? ¿Dónde les vamos a mandar cuando se gradúen? Dime, por favor, maestra, ¿cuál es un buen programa? Entonces, sí, empiecen con nosotros cuando tienen 14, 15, 16, 17. Ya se han conectado a una agencia, porque también tenemos programas de adultos. Entonces, cuando se acaba la escuela, ya están conectados a una agencia, nos conocen, les conocemos a ustedes, conocen el staff, el campus, la energía de la agencia, y esa transición, bueno, es mucho más fácil porque ya están teniendo servicios antes de que se gradúen. So that's kind of the twofold of the Tree 4. And I can say that we really started, we've been around for 50, 60 years. We really started our youth services only in the summer of 2019. And so if you kind of go back on the calendar, that was the summer before where we're at now with COVID and everything. So we started from scratch 2.5 years ago. We shut down like the rest of the world for about a year because of COVID. We closed all our campuses and everything, but we came back into action last March. And we're proud to say that here in Phoenix, we have 10 Tree 4 members. In Casa Grande, we have another 10. In Maricopa, we have 11. And we just opened in Avondale over the summer. So we've been busy making relationships with, for example, you all in Pendergast, as well as the Agua Fria High School District, the Tolleson District, Buckeye District. So we've got 5 Tree 4ers waiting in the wings. And now we're getting the program ready. We're hiring some staff. So we're ready to launch pretty much any day. And I think that our Avondale site makes the most sense for, the folks on this call today, as we're located on Dysart and Van Buren. So kind of just south of the 10, off of Dysart Road. In Old Town Avondale, 328 Western Ave is the address. Entonces ya recién hemos empezado este programa. Tenemos 60 años casi como una organización, una agencia, pero ya empezamos el programa de jóvenes en 2019, antes de COVID. Y como el resto del mundo, cerramos el campus en 2020, ¿no? Más o menos un año, pero regresamos en marzo de este año, bueno, de 2021. Entonces, 10 meses ya hemos regresado y tenemos 10 jóvenes aquí en Phoenix, otros 10 en Casa Grande, 11 en Maricopa, y ya tenemos 5 en Avondale. Recién abrimos Avondale, era en el verano, junio. Entonces, estamos creciendo el programa, estamos trabajando para crear relaciones como estamos haciendo hoy con ustedes, con Pendergast, con otros distritos alrededor de donde estamos en Avondale. Y tenemos 5 jóvenes ya listos a empezar y estamos empleando ahorita mismo un staff para empezar el programa ahí en febrero. Entonces, estamos ubicados en Avondale, en la Dysart y Van Buren. Entonces, como el Old Town Avondale, así, en 328 Western Avenue, donde está el campus ahí. And just to note, I'll send Ramiro our Tree Fort flyers after with all of our information and the address and who to contact, etc. So you'll be able to get some of that information. So again, yeah, we do Special Olympic sports, community integration, creative expression. We have art programs. You know, we keep our guys really action-packed because we all know, especially as our community, and especially as our folks kind of get older and into their early adult years and later teen years, so many programs where, hey guys, let's put on a movie today and look at the wall for the rest of your lives. And we intentionally are not that. So we keep our guys moving, shaking, grooving, doing stuff that they would never have imagined doing. And it's a great energy and it's a real shot of life every afternoon when the Tree Fort is in action, you know. Entonces, como estamos diciendo que hay muchos programas para nuestra gente, especialmente cuando se crecen y están entrando sus años de adulto. Hay muchos programas en que es más fácil para el staff, para la agencia de, hey, llegamos, vamos a poner una película hoy, ya, luego, más tarde vamos a hacer la misma cosa. Y es boring, ¿no? Entonces, nosotros intencionalmente no somos así. Queremos introducir nuevas cosas, nuevas experiencias a nuestra gente, a nuestros jóvenes que están en el programa. Siempre estamos haciendo algo, creyendo algo, yendo en alguna parte. Hacemos deportes adaptivos de los Special Olympics. Tenemos proyectos de ciencia, cocinamos como casi siempre. Y cuando cocinamos, por ejemplo, empezamos juntos a hacer el menú que tenemos que comprar del Fry's o del Safeway. Vamos ahí a la tienda para comprar las cosas, regresamos, preparamos todo y luego cocinamos y luego limpiamos también. So the whole experience is, let's make the menu together. Let's go to the store together. Let's cook together. Let's clean up together. Let's put the leftovers away together to really start to foster that independent living idea and, you know, seeds for our folks. We also offer, and this will apply somewhat as well. We also offer part of our Tree Fort services in pre-employment transition services, where we actually go, myself, Ozzy, and our staff actually go into the classroom, work with teachers, educators, and, you know, folks, and schedule it all accordingly, of course. But we come into the classroom and hold a total of five workshops specifically around employment and what does employment mean for young people who are, you know, starting to think about the next phase of their lives. So everything, of course, as far as like how to write a resume, you know, what kind of dress do you wear, but even things such as how do you talk to your boss? What do you do if someone snaps on you in, you know, in a situation because it's a busy day and the customer door is out the line? How do you handle those kind of situations? What kind of stuff do you like to do? Let's explore your interests. So it's a really kind of curriculum-based pre-employment transition services set of workshops that we come into the classroom and talk about with the students. So to give you an example of what we're doing coming up here next week, we're starting these sessions at Maryvale High School, just across, you know, the border from you guys, across the water from you guys, if you will. And we're going in for an hour and a half, twice a week for about 7 weeks. And we are presenting these and facilitating these workshops with about 34 students in Maryvale High School. So as we continue to develop our relationships with you all, we'll approach educators when things start to loosen up a little bit. And if you've got some 8th graders that are starting to go into middle school and starting to think about that part, we would love to come in and do some pre-eds workshops, you know, with your students. And it's garnered, it's a hit. It's garnered a lot of success. Not everybody comes out of it like ready to go with a job, but at least we've covered some of that material, if nothing else, than to make the educators and the job developers' job that much easier, because we've already covered some of that ground with the kiddos. Entonces, otro servicio que tenemos, que ofrecemos, son pre-employment transition workshops, donde entramos nosotros en las escuelas, trabajamos con los maestros y con los padres y facilitamos nosotros las sesiones. Entonces, por ejemplo, vamos a entrar en el secundario Maryville la semana que viene. Vamos a entrar 2 veces por semana, 90 minutos cada sesión para 7 semanas para empezar a trabajar con los jóvenes en cuál es un resumen, cómo se hace una entrevista, en qué quieres trabajar tú. Ok, si quieres ser cocinero, ¿cuáles etapas tenemos que empezar para que puedan tener éxito siendo cocinero, por ejemplo? Entonces, eso es otro servicio que ofrecemos adentro de la escuela, aparte de los servicios que pasan en nuestros campuses. And so this is just some pictures of the tree fort in action. Ahí son unas fotos de qué hacen los niños aquí. And what we're going to show right now is we were chosen by ABC 15. This was a couple months ago. We got a call. Someone had referred our program to serving the Valley's youth. And so we got a spot on ABC 15 about a couple months ago on a Friday night. So we're going to play that video. Unfortunately, it's not in Spanish, but we're happy to translate after. Entonces, ahorita vamos a mostrar un video. La canal ABC 15 nos llamamos hace como 2 meses y alguien nos había referado a ellos para como una historia, ¿no? Que ponen cada viernes en el news, en las novelas. Y ahorita vamos a mostrar el video. So bear with me here, folks, while we do this. Oh, yeah. Okay, new share. And then the video, share sound. Here we go.
It's not very often that our population, so youth with disabilities, are asked what they want to be when they grow up, or what kind of jobs they want to have when they're 25, when they're 30. My name is Neil Hallahan. I'm the Director of Operations and Youth Transition Services at the Opportunity Tree.
Hi, I'm Kelly O'Toole, and I'm the CEO at the Opportunity Tree. We provide supports for adults and youth with intellectual and developmental disabilities, or the acronym IDD. And what our program does, it helps the youth and the families decide what their life looks like post, high school education. So the last year and a half, COVID has been extremely hard on everyone, but I think more so on the guys that we support, because they're unfortunately isolated to begin with.
Our Tree Fort program really offers kind of like a safe harbor where kids can reintegrate into the world, but also do it on their own terms and in a place that's nurturing and helps them grow and develop themselves outside of the school setting. There's a huge need for youth programming in the IDD world. So our youth programs we call the Tree Fort, which is a play off the Opportunity Tree and the youth members we serve in the program. And the Tree Fort offers an after-school program, school break camp program, and summer program for teens with intellectual disabilities between the ages of 14 to 22. If we can start teens thinking young, then again, when they transition into that next phase of their lives, hopefully we've helped them gain a few tools to pursue what it is they want to do and be the best version of themselves.
So that's that. And as you can see, my background is a shameless plug on every single video call I ever do about, hey, sign up for the Tree Fort today. So that's us in a nutshell. And then just if I got just a minute or two left, I'll just give a quick overview of our adult programs too, again, because for a lot of our parents on this call, the future and as far as adulthood is not quite yet perhaps on the radar, but it will be sooner rather than later. We all know that. So just to touch real quick on our Special Olympics programs, we're the Opportunity Tree Fire Slammers. We do basketball, soccer, bocce, track and field. And I'll tell you, we just recently started that about 1.5 years or so ago, but our Special Olympics programs animates the whole agency. I mean, a tournament, the most recent tournament we had was the soccer tournament at the beginning of December. and our adult members were out there, our youth members were out there going for gold, but even our HR people and the finance ladies and the people at the front desk are coming out wearing Fire Slammer shirts and hooting and hollering with the horns and going crazy and all that. So our Special Olympics has really brought a cool energy to not only our programs, but to the agency itself. Our employment services, we are largely community-based as far as employment services go. So our folks that come in for employment services get paired up with their job coach for the day, go out to places like ASU, Southwest Gas, GCU, the Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation in Scottsdale. And we will not enter a new business partnership unless they are willing to pay our guys at least minimum wage. Hopefully more, but at the very least minimum wage. Otherwise, thank you, but no thank you. We'll go, find work for our guys somewhere else. Entonces, ahorita nada más un minuto para hablar un poquito sobre nuestros programas de adultos, porque ya ahorita más sus niños, bueno, son niños, pero un día va a venir rápidamente que estarán adultos. Entonces, ¿qué es la próxima etapa? Como hablamos un poquito a rato. Entonces, tenemos programas de Special Olympics, como hemos enseñado. Estos son nuestros servicios de empleo, donde vienen nuestra gente, trabajan con los job coaches aquí de la agencia y salen en la comunidad para ganar a menos el minimum wage, sino más. Entonces trabajamos en ASU, en la Southwest Gas, en el GCU. Hay una organización en Scottsdale, se llama el Frank Lloyd Wright, y también trabajamos ahí haciendo unas cosas y creemos, our members actually make the little candle holders that Frank Lloyd Wright sells in the gift shop. So anytime someone, a tourist from out of town, buys something from the gift shop, the little candle holders, something on there says the opportunity tree. This was made by a person with a disability. You're helping support quality of life for a vulnerable population and all that kind of stuff. And again, highlighting all these services and programs we're talking about happen at all 4 of our campuses. So not only in Avondale, but Phoenix, Casa Grande, Maricopa. We have a creative arts program. También tenemos un programa de arte donde los maestros, los instructores van a cada campus para enseñar arte a nuestra gente. Eso es el day program. This is the day program, the adult day program, which again, independent living skills, community integration, quality of life, socialization, Special Olympic sports, learning about work, et cetera, et cetera. Y luego también las casas, como hemos hablado un poquito, tenemos un programa se llama Community Living, ¿no? Viviendo en la comunidad, donde porque un día no van a estar papá, mamá, tío, tía, suegra, suegro. Entonces, si viene el día que nuestra gente tiene que vivir en un lado, también tenemos casas. So we know that one day, mom, dad, aunt, uncle may not be around. And so when it comes time for living options, again, for everybody on this call, this is down the road potentially, but please know that we also run 20 community integrated group homes as well, where our folks come live. So we're really proud to say that we do serve the disability community in a large swath of services, youth programs, employment programs, community living options, really across the spectrum of life. The opportunity is proud to say, the opportunity tree is proud to say that we're here to serve.
Mr. Hallahan, thank you so much for that presentation. It really is great information for our families. We truly appreciate you being here and just sharing all of that info with us. Muchas gracias al señor Hallahan por esa presentación. Realmente es buena información para nuestras familias que realmente pueden aprovechar de estos servicios que ellos ofrecen. Así que le agradecemos a ellos. Si tiene alguna pregunta para cualquiera de nuestros presentadores el día de hoy, por favor, quédese unos minutos al final y puede hacer esas preguntas a ellos. If you have any questions for any of our presenters today, feel free to stick around at the end of this presentation. They'll be able to answer those. We do have a few announcements before we wrap up today's event. We want to just let you know, remind you of the great services that our Pendergast Family Resource Center offers. Please feel free to call them, visit them. If you have any questions, they offer great services for students 0 to 5 years old. Queremos también promover el Centro de Recursos Familiares de Pendergast. Ellos ofrecen bastantes recursos para las familias, servicios que brindan ellos. Ofrecen servicios de referencia, información y programas para las familias y a los niños de 0 a 5 años. Así que si tiene alguna pregunta, no duden en llamarlos. Ellos pueden ayudarles con cualquier cosa. If you have any questions, feel free to contact them. The number is on the screen, or we can share it out on the chat if needed. Also, another announcement, we are excited about kinder enrollment. We have begun already enrolling students for our upcoming school year. We have several families who've already taken advantage of this opportunity. Queremos informarles que estamos muy emocionados de que ya hemos empezado a inscribir estudiantes de kinder para el próximo año escolar. Ya hay bastantes familias que han aprovechado esto, así que por favor tome tiempo de inscribir a sus estudiantes temprano. Hay bastantes cosas, incentivos que ofrecemos para las familias que inscriben a sus hijos temprano. There are several perks to enrolling your children early. So we encourage you to take advantage of that. This year, we're doing things a little different. We've got 3 kindergarten readiness events that are available to our families. One Thursday night in January, 5 to 7 p.m., a Thursday night in February, also 5 to 7 p.m., and a Saturday morning option in March. Este año hemos hecho las cosas un poquito diferente. Queremos darles opciones a ustedes como padres y diferentes oportunidades que pueden inscribir a sus hijos. Tenemos una opción un jueves en enero de 5 a 7 p.m., jueves en febrero también 5 a 7 p.m. y una opción en un sábado en la mañana. Así que por favor tome ventaja de estas oportunidades. Y como les dijimos anteriormente, hay varios incentivos que puedan aplicar a ustedes si aprovechan de la inscripción temprana. Again, just a reminder, there are several perks available for those families who take advantage of early registration. We encourage you to do that. Feel free to give us a call at 623-772-2300 if you have any questions. Favor de llamarnos al 623-772-2300 si tienen alguna pregunta. Y finalmente, los animamos a que se mantengan conectados, en contacto con nosotros. Recuerden de darnos un like en Facebook, síganos en Twitter, en Instagram, en YouTube también, en nuestro sitio web. Lastly, we encourage you to stay connected with us. We really appreciate you staying connected with us. Remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and our district website. Finally, we thank you all so much for being here this morning. We truly appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to being here, to joining us this morning. Finalmente, gracias a todos por acompañarnos el día de hoy. Realmente apreciamos que hayan estado aquí para este evento. Nuestro próximo evento será virtualmente el 24 de febrero. Our next event will be a virtual event on February 24th. So we invite you to that. Remember to register. We'll send out the information as usual, and we hope to see you there. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Muchas gracias a todos por acompañarnos. Que tengan un bonito día.